Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for coming back and visiting me here on YouTube. I hope everyone is doing fantastic. So today I wanted to come to you and talk a little bit about something that I just recently quit, and that was vaping. Nicotine, they're called, vaping Nic Salts. I quit. And I know there's a lot of things on the news right now about it, and I'm thinking a lot of other people out there might be wanting to quit also. And I just wanted to kind of go over what it was like, what to expect, and, give you a little bit of a side note. So I want you to remember first off that, most people that are watching this, my channel is basically about addiction and coming out of addiction and in recovery. So most people here have already gone through some kind of addiction and have stopped it, and they're in recovery now. So I want to let you know that if you are one of those people and you've stopped some pretty hard drugs, like, whether it be, pills or, Adderall or heroin or any of those things, this will be a breeze for you. So why did I start nicotine salts? Why did I start vaping? Well, the funny thing is that I smoked cigarettes for a long time, many years, maybe 10 years. And I quit while I was in active addiction. I quit. And I quit for about 3 years. And while all through recovery, I did not smoke. Rehab, I did not smoke. When I got home from rehab and I was like, oh my gosh, do I really have to do this? My house was a mess. I had things laying all over the place. It's like entering back into your life after going through rehab is a very real thing. And I was just like, give me a cigarette. I cannot do this without some kind of foreign thing in my body. And I did not want to go back to doing drugs. So I started smoking cigarettes, and I have been clean for 4 years now. So about 2 years after, I was like, okay, I've got to quit smoking these cigarettes. They stink and ashes everywhere. And I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and start nicotine salts. I'll start vaping because, that's what they say. They say, you start vaping. He created the vaping and the nicotine salts. I believe the creator did so because his father died from cancer or from smoking, and he just thought there had to be a better way. There had to be a better way for people to stop smoking so that they didn't, die from smoking cigarettes. So he created nicotine salts, and I may be wrong with that, but that's what I've heard. So anyways, all right, so I went and I got nicotine salts, and I had a little unit, and I think I was on the big, and I'm not very savvy when it comes to these things, but the bigger machines that take the juice is totally different than the nicotine salts. The nicotine salts, you can have 30 or 15, the strength in it. So I was on 30, and I think it was 35, and then I dropped down to 30. And let me rewind here. When I was actually smoking it, using it a lot, vaping a lot, I was at 30, 35. And then about 6 months ago, I was like, all right, I need to quit these things. This is just, I start getting all up in my head oh my goodness, this is so bad for me. Why am I doing this to myself? La-di-da-di-da. This was before all of these things have been coming out on the news about people dying and people having really bad lung disease because of vaping. So I was like, okay, I will slow down and I will stop vaping as much, and I'll slowly quit. That didn't work. Come on now. I'm an addict. I like my stuff that I'm using. So I was like, okay, well, I'll go down in milligrams. That's what I'll do. I'll go down. Well, that didn't work either because you didn't get the pull and the how it feels on your throat and the satisfaction that I was looking for. So I would just end up vaping more. So about 3 weeks ago, I said, you know what? I got in the car, and the first thing that was on my phone, like I went to go put in the address that I was going to on MapQuest, and I got in the car, and the news, like a news thing popped up about another person getting sick because of vaping. And I read it. I was the passenger, so I wasn't driving. So I read it while we were driving to a friend's house, and we had to stop and get something at the drugstore at CVS. And so I got out, I took my little device, my little unit, and I threw it away. And I was like, that's it. I'm done. I'm not going to do this anymore. I didn't even take another draw off of it. I just said, that's it. I'm done. I am not going to go through everything that I went through with drugs and rehab and where I am now to let a vaping device, nicotine salts, bring me down. It's not going to happen. So I went ahead and I bought some Nicorette because I didn't know. I was like, I've never tried Nicorette before. When I quit smoking cigarettes before, I was just, I don't even remember how I stopped. I might have gotten, I don't know how I stopped back then because it was about 6 years ago. But anyways, I got some nicotine salts. I'm sorry, I got Nicorette. And the first day, that day, was definitely the hardest. I used the Nicorette, which was very helpful. Very, very, very helpful. I would suggest you do so. But make sure you read the directions on how to use the gum, because you don't just stick it in your mouth and you start chewing. There's actually like a way that you have to use it for it to work. And you can only use it like once an hour. So anyways, I used it that first day. And then I used it the morning of the second day. And I felt like I was starting to get like some kind of heartburn from the product. And it said on it that the Nicorette can cause heartburn or like an acid reflux. And then I started to think, I was like, you know what? I'm really tired of quitting one thing and going to another. And quitting that and then having to go to another thing. I'm done. I'm just done. And I stopped with the Nicorette. And that was day 2. I would say after day 3, I was fine. In the mornings, yeah, I do get a craving still, but not like the cravings I had when I couldn't find my unit and I was looking around and I was trying to find it, and I was really craving to smoke when I was using the Nicorette salt. It wasn't like that. It's not like that. It's just like a little thing inside you like, I want something, but I'm not quite sure what I want. And then I'll just chew some gum, regular gum. And that's it. So, you know, I just want you to think about quitting this product that you're using, because especially if you're already in if you're already in recovery and you went through an addiction, you know, you might be sitting here thinking, oh my God, I've already had to quit one thing and it was hell. This is not like that. The most scariest part, the hardest part, is actually putting it down. It's actually just saying, okay, I'm going to stop this. And it's almost like maybe you should just say, let me just stop it for a week. And if I really, really miss it, I'll go back, right? I mean, maybe you could do that. And I promise you, you won't. If you want to quit it, you will quit it. And I wish you the best of luck. And let me know if you or your state is banning these products. I know that a lot of states are. I live in North Carolina and they are not banning it. I think they may be stopping the flavored, but they're still allowing the regular, the tobacco flavored. So there it is, guys. I hope you all have a wonderful, beautiful day. Thank you very much for listening, and I will be back with more.